So basically, to sum up the whole thing, I think Series 12 is a lot more like a game of chicken than a game of skill, in my opinion. Because Moin Leute, Hacker wieder am Start. So today I finally want to talk about why I do not like Series 12. Well, the reason is I wanted to make this video for a long time, right? But I was talking to these people on the internet who I don't know, and they tried to explain to me why actually fake out cycling is really easy to beat. Yes, and stuff like this. So yeah, this is the perfect time because this person said uh, I would be whinging on the channel from tomorrow. Let's set something. I'll explain my points in a bit. Maybe you'll understand better. So basically what happened is there was this pull on do you like Dynamax? I was like, no. The only good thing about Max is that it stops fake out, right? And when this guy comes, oh yeah, but actually you can just protect. Ah yes, let me protect okay, let's think about this scenario, right? Let's think about series 10, right? Oh yeah, guys, if you didn't know, I got to rank 2 twice in series 10, just saying. So I do know my way around fake out cycling, let me tell you. So the team that I used is, where is it? It is this one right here. It is this one. So I do got Psychic Terrain in order to stop Fake Out, right? But let's say, we've used this team, right? Which I got to rank 2, right? So it is an extremely good team with really creative Pokemon. Oh yeah, don't worry, I will go over why I hate Series 12 as well. But first of all, we have to go over Series 10 and Series 11 in order to understand um, why I hate Series 12 this much, right? We have to understand it. First things first, right? So I have Psychic Terrain to deal with Fake Out, and when I have my Resilient Pokemon that literally gets one-shots by Zacian, right? Yes, I do have Follow Me, and yes, I have Redirection, right? So, the thing is, I have to go for Trick Room if I want to beat Zacian, right? Because I have to be in Trick Room in order for my Pokemon to knock it out, right? And if I don't go for Trick Room, the partner Pokemon next to Zacian will just kill my whole team, right? And also, Calyrex Ice will get one-shot as well, right? So, I have to go for Trick Room, which means Zacian gets up a free substitute, right? And also the opponent can do a free switch in, so they can switch in Willaboom to and then go for Substitute. Next time they get a Fake Out into my Indeedee and a move that I have to go for Protect against, right? Like Behemoth played. Because they can Fake Out, right? Next turn they can just U-turn into Incineroar, Fake me out again, so that means I have to switch out my Indeedee, right? And then I can attack with my Calyrex which has been intimidated, and won't do, like, best case scenario will break the Substitute, right? But oh yeah, Zacian does protect Swoopsy, so I get a little bit of damage off, right? So when I can go out into a Pokemon that I like, oh yeah, the opponent switches in Willaboom again. That's already all of my Trick Room stalled out, right? Obviously, if you wanna see me actually beat these kind of strategies in Series 10, just look at my very old videos. They are in German though, I do warn you, so yeah. If you want to do it, but yeah. If you wanna, the videos that I would check out if I were me, were the Series 11 videos, but this is basically why Psychic Terrain doesn't beat Fake Out. So now let's imagine Serena with Queenly Majesty, right? So Serena, let me actually go back to a team with Serena, right? Had to be really early. Let's see, where is it? Oh dude, this team was so good, bro. Oh my god, this team was so good. Oh my god. Whatever. Where is it? Here. So it's Serena, right? So let's say you have Serena to stop Fake Out. So that way you can go for your Scarf Water Sports, for example. Dude, by the way, I invented Scarf Ogre, by the way, like, whatever, no one cares. So yeah, sure. But, okay, you can also beat Willaboom, but you lose to Zacian, and you lose to Incineroar. So sure, you can use Kyogre, right? But that means you have to literally build a whole fucking team around Kyogre. Bruh. Right? Like, you see what I mean, right? That's not a good strategy, right? So, what else was there that can beat Fake Out? Oh yeah, if the opponent has Xerneas, what am I doing to Xerneas with his team? I have to go Stealer, and Stealer isn't even a counter. Like, I literally made another version of Heavy Slam Special Stealer just to be Xerneas, because Xerneas was so broken, so you cannot touch Xerneas with this, right? Psychic Terrain, enough focus redirection. Yeah, redirection doesn't help you against Xerneas, let me tell you that. So, Anti and Crowbat, yeah, the Anti and Crowbat are really good, but I don't think Crowbat is actually as good because when you lack resistance, it just kills you. And I think for good players, it's really easy to play around Anti, right? And also Anti doesn't beat Xerneas as well, so yeah. Alrighty, so now fake out cycling. Obviously, I know my way around fake out cycling, right? I said that before. If you don't believe me, just watch my Series 10 videos where I got rank 2. But yeah, it's just annoying because it literally takes no skill, right? I feel like every time something is good, I say it takes no skill when that's not true, right? For example, with like Sun teams, they do take a lot of skill because you have to. Yeah, don't want to explain this right now, but fake out cycling actually takes no skill. Actually does take no skill. You have like yeah, it's stupid, right? This is why I don't like fake out cycling. I don't think there's many good counter players to it. And like I said, I'm one of the best Series 10 players in the world, so just saying, right? And it goes without saying that I don't want to put anti and Code in every team, right? So as a VGC player, yeah, that's amazing, but I got another comment. I know what you're talking about. To be honest, Neil is really fond of Dynamics. And I myself have a strong opinion of it. But still, thanks for the help, danke. Wait, is she German? Bro, is she German? Huh, wild. I don't know. So, yeah. So, Series 10 over, big sad. And now comes Series 11, right? If you didn't know, I was actually really good in Series 11. Unfortunately, well, let me go over why. First of all, I really did hate Series 11 because Dynamax returns, right? Yes, that does mean there's no fake out cycling, right? That does mean it. But also it means the thing about Series 11 is that you have to have a good team, right? If you wanna succeed. And in order to have a good team, you have to either be meta or counter the meta, right? I'm pretty much the only person, plus some of my friends, plus like 1-2 players, who actually used anti-meta teams, right? So let's go over some anti-meta teams. This one, right here. No, this is an early version, wait. What, this team took me so long to build, where is it? Here, Crazy Carly. Got it to rank 13, right? So obviously extremely good team, right? What made this team good? Well, I counter the meta, right? I counter Zacian with my choice best Calyrex. I can literally one-shot Zacian, right? I counter Kyogre with my Assault Vest Thunderous, which doesn't do any damage, right? I counter pretty much the most standard teams by just, like in DD Calyrex, you literally just click follow me Astro, helping hand Astro, you get 2 kills, and then the game is already won, right? Like that happens against most of these really strong teams, because it's literally a counter team to the meta game, right? So yeah, you can watch my team breakdown if you really want to, right, on this team, and you can find out why this team is good, right? It's anti-meta, it counters the meta, right? One of the only teams in the world that did this. And like even the funny thing is, even after people knew about my set, right, like literally everyone on the letter I talked to knew about this team, right? Like this is crazy to me because well, my videos get like 10 views per video, but everyone knows my team. Like, bruh, just watch my videos if you wanna get good at the game, right? Like, bro. But I mean, yeah, whatever, right? So I got this team to rank 13, and then I was like, damn, this team is so good. This team single-handedly carried me to rank 13. Obviously, I played extremely well, as you can see in my videos, obviously, right? But so what I really don't like is I found a lot of players that just don't have any skill, that are just not good at the game, and they lack a fundamental understanding of the game. Like this guy, for example, right? Who got like so salty because I quit him. Like literally, he has one Pokemon that deals damage. And then he had an Evil Impulse Mon, a Light Screen Mon, an Intimidate Parting Shot Mon. And then he complains about getting quit, like, bruh. And the quit, I don't even think it matters, right? But, I mean, whatever, right? So basically, there are a lot of people that don't understand the fundamentals of the game, that are really bad at the game and still are good because they just use a good team, right? So you have to have a team that doesn't get rolled over by Incineroar, Rillaboom, Zacian, Calyrex, Shadow, whatever, right? Because then you will just lose to bad players using good teams, right? This is why I really don't like Series 11. It got really fun to actually beat those bad players with quote-unquote bad teams, right? The next team I will go over is actually my Series 11 team, right? Where is it? This is gonna be such a long video, actually. So my next Series 11 team was the one with crazy, no, not so crazy Carly, this is this one. This team is actually way better, but it takes way more skill to use. I'm pretty much the only player in the world who is able to use this team to its fullest potential. So why is this team good? Well, first of all, you got Eternatus. Eternatus matches up very well into the non-restricted Pokemon, right? Like Incineroar, Rillaboom, right? And then you got Blaziken, which can one-shot Zacian, Thundurus, which can one-shot Kyogre Alpha Coaching Boost. You got this guy to one-shot Calyrex Shadow. You got this guy to completely stop Trick Room and then two-shot Calyrex Ice, right? So you can one-shot every single restricted Pokemon, right? So basically how you use this team, you get yourself into a position where you kill the Dynamax one, you kill the restricted one, you kill the non-restricted ones, right? Doesn't have to be in this order, but basically you do this by correctly position and, well, basically you have to be extremely skilled, right? Obviously, right? It takes a lot of skill to watch this video. I also have a team breakdown, obviously, if you want to check it out and see me explain this in great detail. But yeah, with great skill comes, well, a lot of wins, right? So again, this is a counter meta team, right? It counters the meta, right? You counter the big restricted Pokemon, right? So this is how I got good in Series 11, right? I built a good team and then I built a bad team, but it was actually good, right? So this is why I got like skilled in Series 11, right? Obviously I was good before, but right? So this is why Series 11 did get pretty fun, right? Because if everyone is using the same standard shit, you can just beat the same standard shit with your creative Pokemon, right? So now with Series 12, right? You get 2 restricted Pokemon, right? So you don't only have to deal with 1 restricted Pokemon, you have to deal with 2. What does this mean? Let's go into the most popular restricted Pokemon, Zacian, Zacian, Kyogre. Obviously I have explained this in my How to Beat Zacian Kyogre video, but basically you got the most broken Pokemon in the game, which one-shots everything, except you have a fire type, right? Oh, but what is this? Kyogre can just cover for all of Zacian's weaknesses, right? So the Pokemon that beat Zacian Kyogre, Gastrodon, Seismitoad, right? This is it. Obviously, there are more Pokemon. If you wanna see them, like I said, just go to my video. I don't wanna like always self-advertise myself, but the thing is, like, if you didn't watch like the videos, like here, no, this is How to Beat Sun. Where is it? How to Beat Zacian Kyogre. Where is it? Wait, where is it? Wait. Did I delete this accidentally? Am I stupid? Oh yeah, here. These crazy monsters for Zacian Ogre, right? Just if you don't like this, I like kind of build up on this, right? So, right. So you have to run. You have a very limited amount of Pokemon that counter these two, right? But let's say, oh my god, there's a Rillaboom on the field. What is this Rillaboom? Can just one-shot these two, right? Like, what are you gonna do? Put in Serena on the team? Well, have fun. Have fun. Well, yeah. So basically, having 2 restricted Pokemons means there is so much power creep, like, so much power creep. It is extremely difficult to break through it, right? It is extremely difficult. So, yeah. So let's say we have a game where I actually lead, what's it called? Let's say the opponent leads Zacian Kyogre, right? And I think to myself, oh yeah, I can go Mamoswine plus Thundurus, for example, right? One duo I really like in Series 11, for example, right? And I still do like it. Oh yeah, Water Sport is just gonna get 50% off on both of my Pokemon, right? Let's say the Ogre's Choice Scarf, right? And then Zacian just kills my Thundurus and I'm dead. And Mamoswine is just sad out here clicking Earthquake for like 50% maximum on Zacian, right? And then the game is already lost. So what I'm trying to say is, 2 restricted Pokemon are extremely important, way more than ever, right? And you cannot be creative with a restricted Pokemon, because otherwise you will lose to Zacian, right? So because the restricted Pokemon are so much more important, we have to pretty much deal with the best restricted Pokemon out there, because they are gonna be on every team, but not only one on every team, but two on every team, right? So Zacian, Kyogre, Calyrex, Shadow, yeah, right? These are the three best ones, right? So let's say, so your team has to deal with all of these three Pokemon at once, right? All of these three Pokemon have to deal with, right? And but let's say, oh my god, someone is actually creative and uses Dialga. No, I'm just kidding. We just use a Dialga rental code that someone made, right? And everyone used, right? So when you also have to deal with Dialga, but wait, what is this? There is no Pokemon there is no really good team that can counter all of these Pokemon. So I guess what I will just do is I will just use a Super Sweater Twihard team and just destroy everyone, right? Can definitely work out. Where is it? Where is it? Here. Look at this. Oh my god, I used the Twihard team. Yeah, I did so, and I did not have fun, because with the Twihard team, there are literally just like 2 or 3 archetypes, right? So, not 2 or 3, there are actually a lot of archetypes, right? Like, for example, Zacian Ogre or Seismitoad or Zapdos, like Sun, and all of these archetypes, right? I mean, I don't want to list them all, you already should know them, right? Dude, oh, it's so annoying, because you have to be the best player of this archetype in order to be successful. And that means you're gonna have to run into the mirror match. So let's say I'm using Zacian, Kyogre, Seismitoad. Let's say I do this, just theoretically, right? Just theoretically, I do this, right? Or you could also obviously also put Solgaleo over Seismitoad, right? Let's say theoretically I would do this, right? Then you still have, let's say you beat everything else except like Zacian, Ogre, Seismitoad, right? You're still gonna lose a lot to Zacian, Ogre, Seismitoad. And let me tell you from experience, one matchup which is really tough with Zacian, Ogre, Seismitoad. Should I tell you? It is Zacian, Ogre, Seismitoad. And why is this? Well, because the only Pokemon that can deal with Seismitoad is Seismitoad. So you have to like position yourself, right? Correct it, max at the correct time and stuff like this, right? But do you know why I personally hate this kind of stuff? It's luck. It's literally fucking luck. Like, sure, you can tell me, like, yeah, I also watch Neil, right? But the thing about, like, yeah, I do like Neil, but not as much in Series 12, because he's become pretty much like my worst enemy. No, obviously I'm kidding, right? But, like, if you actually watch Neil's videos, which, I mean, most of you do, I know that's from my analytics, because sometimes they actually tell me stuff about my, like, viewers and stuff, but I don't, like, not recently. Like, obviously this video didn't get watched because I didn't make a thumbnail, that's fine. I didn't have time to make a video that day, because I played Mario Kart all day. And also because my cousin came over, so... Sometimes it actually tells me, oh yeah, here, look. Neil VGC, like the third most, like, other YouTuber watched, right? So, what he says in his videos, basically, you have to use a consistent team, and you have to battle with it consistently. And that's absolutely correct, right? But the thing is, if you're not the best Zacian Ogre player, you're gonna lose to other Zacian Ogre players, right? But, what I was trying to say the whole time, it is luck-based. Not luck-based, but there is no, objectively, a good way to approach this, right? You cannot say, oh, I cover for all of the options by doing this, and this, which is what a really high-skilled player would do. Like me in Series 11, for example, right? Actually, let's go back to Series 11 to explain it, right? Do you remember Aaron Zhang's video on Galarian Articuno, Center Scorch, Zacian, Grimmsnarl, Galarian Articuno, right? Which you got to rank 3. rank 3 in the whole fucking world with his team. Well, let me tell you something. I know these creators of this team, and I'm the reason why they are not ranked 3 in the fucking world. Because I always beat him. I literally, like the 5th game of the day, right? The 5th game of the day. And guess what they said? Hey Alexa, how to beat counter team? I said play Despacito, but unfortunately not fast enough, so... Yeah, why is this? Well, because I used... Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's way too far. Where is it? My series... My Calyrex team, right? My Calyrex. Where is it? Should be right here. My crazy Calyrex team. And I literally beat them like 10 times in a row in like one day, and the next day as well, like 5 times in a row, right? Because I figured out how to consistently beat them no matter what they do. Even though, in my opinion, they have a really good matchup into my team, right? I do strongly believe so, because they have a lot of damage reduction with Light Screen, Max Flutterbass and stuff like this. They can one-shot my Calyrex with a lot of Pokemon like Zacian, for example. I don't think Whimsicott could one-shot me, but they also have like Thunder Wave and stuff like this, right? Do they have Thunder Wave? I don't remember, right? But well, basically, I thought I had a really bad matchup because I need Calyrex to break them, but I have a lot of damage reduction, right? But actually, I found out a consistent way to beat them, right? All of the time. Their team, these players that actually made the team whenever they got to rank 3. Like, they hated me because I always beat them, right? This is what skill is, right? You know what to do in certain situations, right? And what to do when, right? I don't think I have recorded like all of the games against them, because obviously I didn't know Aaron Zhang would use it. I got to like rank 3 with it, right? But you can definitely see me like beating them a lot in my videos, right? I think I have only 1 or 2 battles, but well, I don't think you're not gonna believe me, right? Like, if you don't believe me, like, sure, go ahead, but well, so yeah, this is what skill is. So now let's go back to Zacian Kyogre's highest method. How do you skillfully, consistently always beat your opponents? There is literally no way to do this. The way you do this, you like consistently beat your opponents, is you just have to guess what they do and then counter it. Obviously there is some skill involved, obviously, right? And obviously you can be the best Zacian Ogre player in the world and always beat opposing Zacian Ogre. Of course. That's one person then. That's one person who's having fun at the game, because they are always winning. Let me tell you from experience, I do not have fun using standard shit. Sometimes it can be fun, but like either you beat bad people with it because they're not prepared to take on standard shit, which doesn't feel good because you're literally beating like bad people in a video game. How is this fun, right? Or you get the guessing game correctly and win because of it, right? This is not fun, in my opinion. It is absolutely no fun for me, right? So what I did, I created my own archetypes, or I guess my own spin on archetypes, right? In order to counter team the meta, right? And this is what made VGC fun for me. This is what made me one of the best VGC players in the fucking world, right? Like, I could literally get into 1700s whenever I wanted to in Series 11, right? And now, Series 12 took all of this away from me. I cannot have fun anymore. Because I have to use standard, because it is literally impossible, if not almost impossible, to fucking actually build an anti-meta team. Right? It is almost impossible. This is why I don't like Series 12. Right? So what they have to do in order to get good at Series 12 is A, actually build a creative team, or B, become a meta bitch and get the best Zacian Ogre, become the best Zacian Ogre player in the world. Obviously B isn't an option because I would not enjoy myself, and why would I play Pokemon if I would enjoy myself? I will just turn into every single salty sweater in the world who complains about best of one cheese after losing to a thing that they literally cannot stop. Like, literally every single player who talked trash to me about best of one cheese lost to me in the best of 3. or ran away before the second battle, right? Even this one guy, in my Valentine's Day special, where I literally made a Valentine's Day theme team, this guy trash talks me, says he wants the best of 3, challenges me, cancels the challenge, runs into me in the letter again, and then fucking loses. Oh yeah, this is a great video by the way. I put in like so much work into this Valentine's Day special, it's incredible. So definitely watch this if you want to, but oh my god, like I don't want to become a salty sweater, no. Right? So now I have 6 months of people talking trash to me because they think I'm bad. Which I mean, I am bad at this Series 12, yes, I am bad. Right? Because I'm not using fucking meta. Bro. Like, of course it takes a lot to be good in this game. I don't want to disrespect, right? And Series 12 especially, right? But this is just not thing that I like doing, right? It's not fun for me to become a tryhard or to become an anti-meta, right? And you know what the thing is? If I actually build an anti-meta team, right? And let's say I top the showdown ladder again, right? In some miracle, which definitely will happen. So subscribe if you wanna see me topping the showdown ladder again, right? Then people will just make 1 or 2 changes to their team in order to beat my team. You know what I will have to do then? Oh yeah, I will have to build a new team. Just like in Series 11. Because the thing is, if you actually are good at the game, people are gonna recognize this. And then if you have a team that looks very different from everything else, people are gonna recognize this as well, right? So the reason why I get like recognized so often when I use my teams, obviously if you fight Zashi and Ogre or Sun or I guess Kali Shadow Hyper offense every game, and when all of a sudden some guy pulls up with Aromatease or I guess Black Blaziken, Excadrill and stuff, obviously you're gonna recognize this, right? And you will be way more likely to know how to beat this guy next time, because like who wants to lose to Aromatease, right? Like I'm making it myself really difficult for myself, right? Because I like it, it's fun, right? But if it's already this difficult to come up with anti-meta teams, obviously they can't be consistent, right? So if you go for example to my tournament run, right? Dude, I was ranked 36 in the world with my absolutely crazy insane team, right? This would never work on Showdown because it's a best of 3 scenario, and even if I win the best of 3, well, players are just gonna change their team just a teeny bit in order to beat me, right? And this is always gonna happen, even if I somehow create the perfect anti-meta team. People are just gonna adapt, and I would have to adapt again, which is way too difficult for my test, right? So Series 12, in my opinion, is ass, right? You have so much ways to beat, in my opinion, just guessing. In my opinion, it's just a guessing game. Obviously, you can go for the perfect lead, right? But, oh, the opponent let double restricted, oh, I lose now. Oh, the opponent led with the next airstream 1, oh, I don't have 3 control now. Oh, the opponent makes cracked like 5 times, because I cannot kill the Sergaleo, unless I go out into Whisper, that gets killed by Torkoal, I guess, and then that gets killed by Kali's Shadow, oh, I lose. Basically, it's just you have to get... So, how do you get good at Series 12? You get the lead correct a lot of the time, and then you don't lose the end game, right? Because all of the sweaters are gonna have a good end game, right? And how do you have good end games with Pokemon like Incineroar, Rillaboom, Urshifu? Shit like this, right? Or Zashi and Kyogre as well. So, Series 12, ass. So now actually I want to show you some replays if you watch to this, just to prove my point a bit more. Alright, first of all, just a little warm-up. Just a little warm-up battle, right? So I woke up, I was 1200, I was like, why? And then I remember, Series 12. So I actually built a good team. Please ignore this if you are actually playing on Showdown, because this team is actually really, really bad, obviously, wink wink. This team is super bad. So, obviously the opponent kinda got me, right? Here I actually make a misplay, I could have went for a different move, but I'm not gonna say which move it was. Definitely a jack button, haha. So yeah, the opponent led Funny Thunderous plus Calyrex, which means they always get speed control, right? Which I cannot do anything about this, right? Now if I go Thunderous, I'm always slower, right? So now I actually do a really, really good play. So I know that my opponent is bad, right? Because they are like 1400s with this team. With this kind of team, if you have 1400s, like if you are this opponent, I'm truly sorry, but I think you are just bad at the game, right? Because, well, let me tell you, with these kind of teams, you are gonna win against people that don't use standard teams, right? Or at least anti-meta teams, and there is no good anti-meta team at the moment, right? So, yeah. Alright, this guy obviously is one of the worst meta players out there. And that's I'm like maybe he just lost this battle, right? But I knew he was bad, right? So I knew he was conditioned. So what is conditioning? Well, I should make my own video about it. If you wanna see me talk about what conditioning is, definitely let me know. But basically, what happened is, if you see Groudon, right, you wanna intimidate it when you wanna party shot it, right? So, and well, basically, it's a bit, explain a bit bad, right? Let's say you play a lot of Pokemon, right? You're gonna fall into habits, right? So one habit would be to intimidate Zacian over the time, right? One habit would be Dynamaxing early, right? A lot of these habits, that's basically, you get conditioned to do these things, right? Let's say you intimidate Groudon when you live the move, right? You get dopamine in your brain, and you do it over and over again when you do it, right? And blah blah blah, conditioning. I don't want to explain it into great detail, but basically, I know this guy is gonna do basic plays. He's using a basic team, he's gonna do basic plays because he's not really good at the game, right? So a basic play would be to party shot my Groudon. So I purposefully went out into Groudon in order to bait out the parting shot when it's almost Incineroar, going out into my Thundurus. So now his Thundurus is gone. I have tamed up and now I can max Airstream again, right? So obviously this game was a lot about positioning, right? This game was a lot about outplaying the opponent. But the only reason I won this, after having a bad lead, right, was because of an insane Galaxy Brain play, which only extremely good players can pull off. And I don't wanna like blow my own dick or something, but this is literally extremely high level play, because I baited the opponent knowing they are bad while I conditioned them, right? Because I knew they are conditioned. So that's so many, like that's 3 high level strategies in one play, which is the only reason I won this game. And now imagine the opponent went for Flare Blitz. I would have lost the game, right? Luckily I knew this opponent isn't really good at the game, so I was comfortable doing this play, right? But it's not even the perfect play, because the opponent has counterplay, right? So, what I had to do is actually lead something completely different. I don't want to reveal too much about my team, so I'm not gonna go into what I should have done. But this is like, you know, you have a good team, you already have such a good advantage, right? And then, if you just don't play bad, you win a lot of the time, right? And now imagine I use the opponent's team, right? Dude, this game, what would have, let's see I use an opponent's team, right? So, the person who makes Airstreams first wins the game. But oh, what is this? If Thundurus gets burnt or gets Behemoth Bladed, they lose the game. So oh yeah, it's really about skill and positioning, right? Sure, but both players have the same team. They have the same options. So it's not actually about who finds the correct positioning, and obviously that goes into play, right? But it's more importantly about who guesses correctly, who guesses the lead correctly, who guesses correctly. Who's gonna, like, yeah, pretty much it comes down to guessing the lead correctly, right? But it's guessing about, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So I really don't like this. Let's go into another replay. Okay, so I just grabbed some replays from Jan. I sent to Jan, right? So I was testing this team. I actually think, oh yeah, I think this is the guy who recognized me. Like, this is so crazy, bro. Like, so many people recognize me on Showdown. Like, I didn't know how to respond. Like, bruh. So, bruh, look at this. Yes, sir. Hello, my friend. So, my strategy was to, make the lucky early, right? This guy goes for Astro. Shit ton of damage, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm actually really bulking my lucky. Dude, really nice. So now he makes the Zapdos, right? And he makes guards. Really good play. Oh, I did attack into it. Oh, I thought I outplayed it. Yeah, really good play overall. So now I, like, beat the Calyrex down. And you know why the opponent won, like, very much, right? Why is this? Because they make the Airstream at the correct time, right? So this is another thing that, sure, it is about skill, right? About skillfully not leading Zapdos and then going for max Airstreams after Solid Mode Dynamax, right? Obviously, really well played. I don't want to downplay it at all, right? But this is not something that would have happened in Series 11, right? Because they got 2 visitors to pin me, right? So I have to bring my visitors, but oh, what is this? My visitors have a bad matchup, so I have to use my non-visitors. Oh wait, my non-visitors get beaten by their visitors Pokemon, right? So it's really about the team and bullshit, in my opinion. In my opinion, Max Airstream is bullshit. In my opinion, Zacian is bullshit, right? So they just bullshitted me basically, which is great. They did beat me, but like that was a great battle. They played extremely well, right? But what I'm trying to say is, there's literally no real counterplay to this. Like, what am I supposed to do? Go Mamoswine after I kill Calyrex? Like, it's just a guessing game. I have to guess Beneficial Dynamics, right? Imagine they let Zapdos, right? And they didn't lead Regieleki, they would have won. But they quote unquote guessed correctly, right? It's another guessing game, right? Yeah, and obviously with seated Pokemon just overpowering me, I didn't have fun, right? Next replay. Alright, so I think this is me trying out Giratina. Unfortunately, it is really bad. Let's see what I did. Oh yeah, I think I completely smashed this guy actually. Let's see. So I think I had a Shadow Slug for Mimikyu and went for Max Steel Spike, I think. Yeah. He makes Flare Spray, activates my policy. Yeah, obviously now the game is won. So look at this guy, 1600s, right? Definitely not bad, right? Why the fuck did he lose? Well, because I pinned him with my reseated Pokemon. Bruh, I got the lead, I guess the lead correctly and I won. That's literally everything that is to this battle. So you get what I mean, right? Let's go into another replay. Okay, so I think this is oh yeah, this is a really important one. So I go like this. Basically what happened, I completely smashed this guy because Shedinja, right? Like, I did get outplayed a lot, but because that's I knew because Shedinja always won, right? So now if you actually go to the last turn, hyper fast, so I say GG, and this guy says no. So right here, nope. So why? Your team is bad as fuck. Well, obviously it's not bad as fuck. You saw in my other videos, right? Is it? I won. You didn't because I didn't have an answer to Shedinja. Lol. Yeah, this is true. This is what's called anti-meta. Oh yeah, also, my how to use Shedinja video also will come in the future. Do not worry. But first I wanted to do this video because it's a perfect time to do it, right? You win because literally don't have a... Yeah, that is true. And actually, it is not true because he had Thundurus and he had Incineroar, right? So he definitely had answers to Shedinja, right? So, but I just beat the Incineroar, which means I won the game, right? And nobody uses it, yeah, but I won. Because obviously I won because Shedinja is good, right? He's trying to say that Shedinja is bad. Obviously I'm good, right? So how did I get 1558 if Shedinja is bad, right? Please let me know. He said it's pretty bad, I agree, but I mean he still lost to me, right? So he literally can't even win against Giratina Shedinja. He says he's good, right? So obviously he's not good, his team is good, right? I mean he probably is kinda good, right? I mean obviously he has to be a bit good. But I mean, this guy literally on the top 500 in the fucking world, not understanding basics of the game. Basics. Like, just because Neo VGC says Shedinja is bad, Shedinja must be bad, right? No! Why? You have to understand why Shedinja is bad. Right? Oh, this is actually... Oh, I think I have to make my own video about this. This is actually really complicated. But for now, I wanna explain it a bit, right? So, there are two types of understanding. Well, obviously, I only know this in German, but let me explain in English for my English viewers out here. So... Wait, I have to think about this actually. Two types of understanding. The first understanding is... Oh, no, it's actually not understanding, it's about learning, right? So, one way to learn is, you learn, it's really difficult to explain in German, in English, sorry. Okay, the first type of understanding is, let's say you learn vocabulary, right? You just learn word for word, you have, right? That's basically it, right? So, you Basically, you just repeat something someone else said, right? That's basically what it is, right? You repeat something someone else said, right? Which is basically what school is, by the way, but that's a different topic, right? So, if you want to learn vocabulary, you just read a lot of vocabulary, and then, so, for example, Latin vocabulary, right? Like, let's say, Asinus, esel, for example, right? Or donkey, right? Oh yeah, that's the word I learned, right? But you don't understand like the meaning behind it, right? You don't understand a lot about this. You just can repeat words, right? And the other way to learn is basically understanding the stuff behind it, right? Which is very, very different, right? So let's say you watch a movie, right? And you know the whole script of a movie, right? You know the whole script, right? So let's say I know Shrek, for example, the whole Shrek, or right? Somebody once told me. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, shit! I didn't want to do this. Oh fuck, bro! I have to cut this video now. No. Fuck. Alrighty. So let's say Shrek, right? You know the whole script of Shrek, right? You still don't understand shit about the movie just because you know what it says, right? So let's say I might ask you a question about Shrek, right? And you wouldn't be able to answer it because you don't have understanding for a movie. You just can repeat it, right? So what this guy did, who is, where is it? No, we're not this guy. So the guy I just showed you, he repeats what other people say, what Neil VGC says, for example, right? He just repeats it, but he doesn't understand why. So why is Shedinja actually bad? If he would have asked this guy, he would not have had an answer. He would have said, oh, it's a bad Pokemon. That's not an answer. The actual answer is why Shedinja is... I have to cut this video now. No! Fuck. Alrighty. So, let's say Shrek, right? You know the whole script of Shrek, right? You still don't understand shit about the movie just because you know what it says, right? So let's say I might ask you a question about Shrek, right? And you wouldn't be able to answer it because you don't have understanding for a movie. You just can repeat it, right? So what this guy did, who is... Where is it? No, we're not this guy. So the guy I just showed you, he repeats what other people say, what Neil VGC says, for example, right? He just repeats it, but he doesn't understand why. So why is Shedinja actually bad? If he would have asked this guy, he would not have had an answer. He would have said, oh, it's a bad Pokemon. That's not an answer. The actual answer is why Shedinja is quote-unquote bad. Obviously, I don't think Shedinja is bad, but there is a lot of things that beat Shedinja. A lot of the non-resistant Pokemon, most popular ones, Incineroar, for example, completely beat Shedinja. Obviously, a Weltile as well, and also it dies to Hellchip, it dies to Vine Lash and stuff like this, right? So this is why Shedinja is bad. This guy does not know why Shedinja is bad. He knows Shedinja bad because Neil VGC said so, right? This is one really big issue I have with Series 12, right? You don't have to understand why. No one does understand why. No one understands why Zacian Kyogre is good. No one understands why you should put Incineroar Rillaboom on every team. Except, obviously not no one, right? But so many people don't understand why. They just do it, right? Same with this guy. They do not understand why they party shot my Gordon. They just understand, oh, let's party shot my Gordon, right? So, it's just, it hurts me as a person because I'm losing to players that have no understanding at all about what they are doing, and they are still more successful than me, right? Because I understand why Zacian Ogre is good, doesn't mean I can use it. I don't, like, this is, I had to literally brainwash myself in order to become a Zacian Ogre player, in my opinion, I would have to do this, right? I would have to repeat, like, I had to learn, like, the whole script of how to use Zacian Ogre, right? I would have to learn the spreadsheet, for example, right? So, yeah, this is what yeah, right? I hope this is understandable, right? So you either understand, like, the script of a movie or the meaning of a movie, right? And a lot of people just understand the script, but they don't know the meaning, right? And I'm a person who understands the meaning, right? If I understand the meaning, I can beat it. I can't use it, right? Right? And because I cannot beat it, because power creep and no skill is necessary, I can't beat it, right? So I would have to join them, and I would have to become a person that I am not. So I was just editing my video, and I think it kind of needs a bit of a summary because I was going all over the place, right? Especially at the end. So basically, to sum up the whole thing, I think Series 12 is a lot more like a game of chicken than a game of skill, in my opinion. Because actual skill means you have to position yourself, you have to play your opponents, you have to actually pin your opponents, right? You have to do things at the correct time. And because of power creep, you're already forced into certain archetypes that you have to run in order to not get completely rolled over by broken Pokemon, right? But then on top of that, you still have to play a game of chicken. And why a game of chicken? Well, it's basically a guessing game. When your opponent does certain things, when does he max airstream, when does he dynamics, does he bring like for example Zacian Thunderous lead, does he bring Zacian Ogre lead, for example, right? Does he airstream immediately, does he max late game? Typically you can pretty much adjust those things on the fly if you are skilled enough, but in Series 12 you cannot really do this unless you put Incineroar Rillaboom on every team and Gastron as well. But well, this game is still about overpowering your opponent in that case. If the opponent brings Pokemon, once you overpower them, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much like, guess what your opponent is doing, and then hope you guess correctly, pretty much. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Does he max ask him early, does he not? Does he max early, does he not? Does he bring the hits? Yeah, just a game of chicken. A game of chicken. When will he chicken out? You have to tell when he chickens out, right? And when you win, basically. Hope you enjoyed. So I was just editing the part where I talked about where I edited the video. Well, basically, you need Pokemon like Incineroar Rillaboom as switch-ins to Pokemon like Zacian and Kyogre, right? Or Calyrex Shadow as well. So obviously you are forced into these bulky Pokemon. And then the job of a restricted Pokemon user is to overpower the bulky switch-ins, right? And same with like the offensive approach, right? With max airstream, for example, you have to guess when or if the opponent is gonna max airstream to roll over your Visitors, right? A lot of the Visited teams right now look like two hyper offensive Visitors Pokemon, for example, Calyrex Shadow plus Zacian, and then like Incineroar, Rillaboom, Gastrodon, for example, right? And then a Air Max Airstreamer like Thunderous, right? So you got two Restricteds, you got two Airstreams, you got the bulky switch-ins, right? And that is literally just a guessing game. Will the opponent go with a Thunderous lead into my Zacian Ogre lead, for example, right? Or will he actually not? And then, yeah, at this point it's just a game of chicken, right? When will you max and when will you fall short, right? And when will you go all in, lead with your double restricted ones, only to lose them to Airstream plus Astro Barrage, right? Will you actually chicken out, switch in your Incineroar, activate Defiant, when get knocked out by Max Airstream? Will you chicken out, will you not chicken out, right? Will you overpower your opponent or will you get overpowered? Will you go all in way too early but then get outstalled and then get beaten in the late game because the opponent didn't let himself get run over? Or will you run over your opponents completely? It's just a guessing game, people. It's literally just a guessing game. Especially if you have even matchups, right? So, good luck. So, this is why I don't like Series 12. I hope you guys understood this. Let me know if you did. I can't wait for in 10 years when we actually need skill in order to be good at the video game. Dann haut da rein, leave a like. Ciao.